Hello and welcome. I'm Mercy, the head game master here at the Monsters, and we're back with another Working Wednesday stream. It is the 5th of February 2025, and if you're not familiar with our show, the goal, last time we utterly failed at this, but the goal is to work for about 60 minutes, no more than 90, on knocking out a few things for our TTRPG campaign. It should be spoiler free, or at a minimum very, very spoiler light, and we'll try and call out any spoilers if they are to come up for folks that are catching up on our campaigns. That being said, even if you're not into D&D, if you just want to tune in, listen in, and work on getting something else done in the background, you're welcome to co-work with us. Body double, co-labor, whatever you want to call it. So thank you for being here, Tim and Stardust. Good to see both of you. And Stardust already did the dishes. Let's go. So if you're not familiar with the world of Rin, it is a Tolkien-esque storytelling D&D campaign rooted in kind of a fairly gritty realism and very real sense of danger. We don't fudge rolls. Character permadeath is real and possible. And we had a fantastic roleplay heavy session last week. I'm really, really excited to get that uploaded. It's probably going to go up on Tuesday the 11th.
YouTube stream is now live.
Thank you, Lumia. Well, you're here, Tim. That's a thing. And also, I think you've told us what other name we know you by, but I'm afraid I don't remember off the top of my head. Of course, if you want that to be a secret, Tim, no worries. But what other name do we know you by, if you don't mind? Hello, Lily. So, assigning XP. Whew. This one's going to be a little bit tough to sort out because it was the entire session last time was roleplay, and I think there were some really good scenes in there. Thankfully, I took incredibly detailed notes right after the session. So that was what? That was 2/1. That was February 1st. You get none of the XP because you missed it. Wait, is this Druz's account? I mean, that could also just be tongue-in-cheek of that they weren't able to watch the session. So we usually give XP in 2 chunks. We give a kind of set amount of XP for essentially for being present, but that's kind of a holistic, broad strokes measure of kind of how the players and their characters did during the session. So that might be roleplay, that might be combat, that might be personal risk or sacrifice, hard decisions, sorry, no, I'm mixing my two up. So it's kind of to cover the general roleplay that is assumed to have happened without having to track the individual things. And then we also give bonus experience to for specific hard personal choices, dangerous situations, etc. Sorry, I was reading Tim's dangling lure there and got distracted. Don't forget, favorites get extra. That's right. T-Bomb's never even rolled the dice, but he's actually level 4 already. So, all right, session XP. I think session XP is honestly is maxed for this one, which is a little bit of a bummer for Druge, but I think everyone that was there did a fantastic job. And I'm sure Druge would have as well, but they la vie, unfortunately. That's awesome, Stardust. No, I mean you are welcome to body double however is most beneficial to you. So I think we're gonna go ahead and top that out at 100 XP per person for session XP. Then I need to pull up my little guide here on bonus XPs. And my session notes. I definitely am gonna need those. Because like I said, this was an incredibly detailed role play session. So Alan Dite did this thing, which I thought was very well done. Yeah, exactly, Vincent. There was a lot. I might even give a little bit more XP than we usually give for role playing bonuses because that was really, really good with Alan Dite. Yes. Is this a stream we can help build stuff on? You get confused because you're not usually at home at this time. Well, generally yes. So we do flip flop around a little bit, but we have made mundane items, we've made magical items, we've done 3D modeling, and then also things like notes, logistics, experience awarding, technical setup for streams. It depends a little bit from week to week, but yes, broadly speaking, this is the stream where we often make things together. Today that will the co-making will probably be Mina's Mini. Rubato, I will say, had some hilarious low rolls during the session that led to some interesting moments. And yes, I think the Skavash saga will be interesting for sure. Okay, so that's Alan Dite's bonus XP. I think Rubato, RP, XP. Oh my gosh, I can type. I promise. Bonus XP for low rolls, but only if they own it. Exactly. No, I've told this story many times before in broad strokes, but I think low rolls are almost always more interesting than high rolls. Obviously, it depends on how you use either of them, but there's Alan Dite, there's Rubato's bonus. Hey, Eclipse, great to see you. I love your profile picture. How you doing today? RPXP. Doing good. Just making some plans for the upcoming stream. Yes, let's go. My Wednesday's going pretty well, thank you. It is Pixie's birthday today. So after I get off stream here, I need to shower and whatnot. I didn't have time to do it before stream, but I did get my shave done. It turned out pretty good. Maybe just a little bit there that I need to touch up, but yeah, I need to post her happy birthday GIF in Discord too. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Actually, all of you that are here, can we spam that together? There is a handful of people here right now. We spam Pixie with pings and birthday wishes. Thank you guys. Why is there like that gift that I picked has a weird like artifact on the side of it? Oh well, it's fine. Tell her to have a happy birthday when she gets back. Yeah, thank you. We'll do. She gets home in about 3 hours. You get back to your desk, you'll join the spam. Sounds good. Tell her you got some snow for her birthday, and it's good because it's got natural ingredients, right? Right. We did actually get snow. The first snow of more than an inch that we've had literally all season. It's been a crazy warm winter. What about Bahir? I think Bahir did well, but I'm not seeing any like super standout specific scenes. So I think very much entitled to the max session XP that everybody else is getting, but I think I'm gonna leave that at session XP. Session 35. So our last weekend's session is going to get uploaded on Tuesday the 11th is my plan. And then our next session, it's going to be a little bit because the upcoming weekend is the 15th. Well, I guess it might not be that long, but the upcoming weekend, the Saturday is the day after Valentine's Day, so a lot of folks will be busy with that. And the 22nd, for sure, at least Rubato can't come. And we really try and avoid scheduling without people if we can. But at the same time, we also don't want to go too long between sessions. So there might be a Rubato list session on the 22nd. Otherwise, believe it or not, we're looking into March already. Short months be like that. But here was watching HTBM YouTube shorts during the campaign and should get at least 10 bonus XP. You guys had 11 inches in Kansas City a few weeks ago. Dang. The good news is I'm hoping to take some of the slight extra time between sessions here to earnestly get to work on Rubato's backstory video. We kind of sort of started on that like literally over a year ago, and for a number of reasons it floundered. And so anyway, so we've got to pick up from where we left off, and my hope is to get that published sometime between late February and early March. After that will be Skabosh and or Allendites. We'd talked about doing the two of them kind of together as a co-release, since they're childhood best friends, but we need to work out the details of that. Holden loved it. Oh, I bet. It's like chest high for him. I'm not really chest high, but you know what I mean. Like, it is of significant height to him. All right. XP is donezo. Then I need to really quickly set up the session 35 notes, which I would just wait on. Oh, you know what I didn't do during the news? This is the first week that we're trying to YouTube working streams. So we're doing today and tomorrow. So same thing, starting around 2 Pacific tomorrow, will be on for 60 to 90 minutes as well. So we'll work more on the notes in tomorrow's working stream, but I do want to just really quickly, since I have it up here. Looks like you'll be home tomorrow now too, frowny face. Is this the same person who was home from work yesterday, but then also still somehow late to the EQ stream? So there was a lot of, oh boy. There's a huge amount of notes from session 34, but there's also a huge amount of notes of things that we didn't get to, which is fine. I knew we weren't going to get to everything, but had a lot of things laid out to be done before the party departs on their next main adventure. And I want to make sure that that gets, that stuff gets preserved and carried forward. Last session, we started in the 8th day of late spring, and I do believe that we moved on into the 9th because we started in the evening. Where exactly did we leave off? It was a little bit awkward because we were hoping to slam in 1 or 2 more scenes, and then folks said they had to go, so which is fine. But so we were just kind of like, okay, and we're done. Which means I don't have a good anchor point in my mind for exactly what we were doing when we left off. I have to go back and look at the end of the episode for that. But I know it's not the 8th anymore. It's definitely the 9th. It might even be the 10th of late spring. Okay. That's good enough for now on the session 35 notes. Like I said, we'll work more on that tomorrow. What's next in our list? Wizard spells. So, context. The short version is wizards get a certain number of spells that they can add to their spell book for free each level to represent their ongoing research and resource gathering. And we thought that we had dropped the ball on some of that. Now, it turned out in retrospect that we actually weren't as far off of where we're supposed to be as we thought. But essentially, we need to finish auditing how many spells should Rubato have gotten access to so far. How many has he? And then obviously, therefore, how many are left? I believe he is either done or nearly done with his first level spells that are free. And he only has 1 second level spell so far. So I need to grab the book real quick, and then we will sort this out. The book, by the way, is just over there, so quick grab. All right. Wizard, page 55. So we don't need the sections on like characteristics, background, alignment, religion, blah, 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 blah. How they feel about other classes generally, blah, blah, blah. How arcane spells and armor work. I already know about all that. Class skills, class features, spells. All right, let's take a look at this. A wizard casts arcane spells, the same type of spells available to sorcerers and bards, which are drawn from the Sorcerer Wizard spell list on page 192. A wizard must choose and prepare her spells ahead of time, see below. To learn, prepare, or cast a spell, the wizard must have an intelligence score equal to at least 10 plus the spell's level. Intelligence 10 for level 0, 11 for first level, and so forth. Difficulty class for saving throws against a wizard's spell is 10 plus the spell's level plus the wizard's intelligence modifier. Like other spellcasters, a wizard can cast only a certain number of spells each spell level per day. Her base daily spell allotment given in the table 13-18. The wizard, in addition, she receives bonus spells per day if she has a high intelligence score. Okay. None of that's helpful for what we're looking for here. Unlike a bard or a sorcerer, a wizard may know any number of spells. See writing a new spell into a spell book on page 179. That might be what we want. She must choose and prepare her spells ahead of time by getting a good night's sleep and spending 1 hour studying her spell book. While studying, the wizard decides which spells to prepare. Keep preparing spells on 177. Okay, then we get to bonus languages, familiars, scribe, scroll, bonus feats, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And also, we have a section on spell specialization. So before we flip back to the 170s here, let's double check this because I think that there's some sort of bonus free spell in your specialized school, which Rubato is a specialist wizard. Is this a special witch? No, this is for Rubato. Although I should stat Mina. That would actually be fun. I like statting NPCs. It helps me get in their head a bit better. I should do that. There are stats for Angela, which was a really fun build. A school. There's stats for lots of NPCs, but for relevant character types. A school is one of 8 groupings of spells, each defined by a common theme, such as illusion or necromancy. If desired, a wizard may specialize in one school of magic. Specialization allows a wizard to cast extra spells from her chosen school, but she then never learns to cast spells from some other schools. Essentially, the wizard gains exceptional mastery over a single school by neglecting the study of other schools. A specialist wizard can prepare 1 additional spell of her specialty school per spell level per day. She also gains a +2 bonus on spellcraft checks to learn the spells of her chosen school. Oh. I don't think we've been doing that. See page 178. So there's a lot of stuff. 177 through 179 sounds like it's going to be very important for us. The wizard must choose whether to specialize, and if she does so, choose her specialty at first level. Oh, interesting. I didn't know they couldn't do it after the fact. At this time, she must also give up 2 other schools of magic, unless she chooses to specialize in divination, see below, which become her prohibited schools. For instance, if she chooses to specialize in conjuration, she might decide to give up enchantment and necromancy, or evocation and transmutation. A wizard can never give up divination to fulfill this requirement, because divination's kind of a throwaway school of magic anyway for a lot of people. Spells of the prohibited school or schools are not available to the wizard, and she can't even cast such spells from scrolls or fire them from wands. She may not change either her specialization or her prohibited schools later. The 8 schools of arcane magic are abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, and transmutation. Spells that do not fall into any of these schools are called universal spells. Okay, well, that's a good definition on specialization, but it didn't actually address any of what we wanted. So we go back to 177. And we get another drink of our sody pop. Okay. Saving throws, spell resistance, descriptive text, blah, blah, blah. Arcane spells. Wizards, sorcerers, and bards cast arcane spells, which involve the direct manipulation of mystical energies. These manipulations require talent in the case of sorcerers, long study in the case of wizards, or both in the case of bards. Compared to divine spells, arcane spells are more likely to produce dramatic results, such as flight, explosions, or transformations. All right. We've got several pages to go through here, so I'm not going to read it all out loud like that. I'll read to myself, and then I'll read the pertinent sections out loud. So that way it's not just totally dead air here. Also, thank you to the 3 of you that have already given a thumbs up to the live stream. If you haven't had a chance to yet, that is a helpful, easy, free way to support what we're doing. Oh, very interesting. So, same thing. I won't read that whole section out loud, but the short version is when preparing spells, the amount it takes an hour to prepare your spells, but if you don't need to swap all of them, then it takes less time. Huh. Learn something every day. Hello there, Mars Bar Band. You've made a D&D inspired system. Would it be okay to send it to me? You can send me links is fine. I generally don't download like PDFs and stuff from people directly just because it's the internet, you know. But happy to take a look if you've got like a, you know, whatever, a wiki or a WordPress or something like that. A little over half an hour per these spells because they represent a little over half of her daily capacity. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna message Rubato about that right meow because I literally didn't know that in all the time I've played D&D. Now, admittedly, Rubato is the first wizard that I played with in version 3.5. But still, that's really interesting. Rubato. There he is. Okay. That's because sorcerers are better. That's true. How are we going with spell learning? Is it only through scrolls and tomes or NPC tutors? So we've done a little bit of both. Skabosh bought him a couple of scrolls some time ago that actually even his player forgot about. So those are not learned and scribed yet into his book. He has also collaborated with an NPC once, and he will be constructing a magical laboratory at Fort Leona as well. So hopefully kind of a nice mix of everything, honestly. Okay, let's see. So that did not address what we wanted precisely, but that was super good to know. To prepare any spell, a wizard must have enough peace, quiet, and comfort to allow for proper concentration. The wizard's surroundings need not be luxurious, but they must be free from overt distractions, such as combat raging nearby. That's fantastic. Will you ever have him learn a spell but not know what it can accomplish until casting? I had not thought about it, but that's a fantastic suggestion. Probably. Can you send it by email? Or your brain hurts. Yeah, thank you, Lily. I don't remember if it'll let you post. Well, but posting the link here would make it available to potentially a bunch of other people too. Yeah, you can email it. It's HTBM, Here There Be Monsters, HTBMproductions@gmail.com. I'm not going to look right now, but I will look at it when I have time. Okay, let's see. Preparation time. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Spell selection and preparation now. So this is all still. Death. This seems like an unnecessary distinction. Death and prepared spell retention. If a spellcaster dies, all prepared spells stored in his or her mind are wiped away. That's how that works. Got that from Professor Dungeon Master. I don't know that name, but that's cool. That's a great little idea. It's essentially just taking, the same idea behind a magic item that you don't know what it does, but turning it into, a spell, like a spell that you're learning or whatever. Adding spells to a wizard's spell book. Here we go. Wizards can add new spells to their spell books through several methods. If a wizard has chosen to specialize in a school of magic, she can learn spells only from the schools whose spells she can cast. Yeah, it makes sense. Spells gained at a new level. Here we go. Wizards perform a certain amount of spell research between adventures. Each time a character attains a new wizard level, she gains 2 spells of her choice to add to her spellbook. Okay, that's what I thought. These spells represent the results of her research. The 2 free spells must be of spell levels that she can cast. If she has chosen to specialize in a school of magic, one of the 2 free spells must be from her specialty school. Oh. Okay. So I'm really glad that we read through this because I thought it was going to be 2 plus 1 for specialization, but it's not. It's 2 and 1 must be from specialization. Okay, we're learning all sorts of things. This is why I wanted to read through it. Where Mercy's body double right now needs us to be here and help him keep focused. Yeah, thank you, Lily. I appreciate it. And no worries, Mars Bar Band, you're all good. You're new here, so there's no harm, no foul. Lily's just letting you know. Sometimes during these streams, I'll open it up a little bit more and be like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And actually, later when we're working on Mina's Mini, we'll probably do that. But right now, as I'm reading and doing, like, kind of researching, I do need to focus a bit more. The Dungeon Craft channel. Oh, okay. I know that name. So that's bad news for Rubato. That's going to cost Rubato some money. Yeah, of course. So I think Rubato, I believe he was given access to 3 first level spells, so he can scribe 2 of those for free to represent his free, the research, his ongoing research, and then one of those he'll have to buy supplies for, which actually works really well with a scene that I was hoping to hit next session. Oh, that's perfect, actually. I mean, less perfect for the party's pocketbooks, but okay. I think that's the answer that we wanted, but we might as well finish reading the section here because I think there might be some other relevant info. Okay, spells copied from another spell book or a scroll. A wizard can also add a spell to her book whenever she encounters one on a magic scroll or in another wizard's spell book. No matter what the spell's source, the wizard must first decipher the magical writings. See arcane magical writings above. Next, she must spend a day studying the spell. At the end of the day, she must make a spellcraft check, DC 15 plus the spell's level. A wizard who is specialized in a school of spells gains a +2 bonus on the spellcraft check if the new spell is from their specialty school. You cannot, however, learn any spells from her prohibited schools. If the check succeeds, the wizard understands the spell and can copy it into her spellbook. See writing a new spell into a book below. The process leaves a spellbook that was copied from unharmed, but a spell successfully copied from a magic scroll disappears from the parchment. Which makes sense because scrolls are supposed to be one-time use items. In most cases, wizards charge a fee for the privilege of copying spells from their spellbook. This fee is usually equal to the spell's level times 50 gold. Though many wizards jealously guard their higher level spells and may charge much more or even deny access to those altogether. Wizards friendly to one another often trade access to equal level spells from each other's spellbooks at no cost. That wouldn't be impossible in Rin, but as arcane magic is less common in Rin, you would definitely have to befriend somebody. A wizard can also research a spell. And then independent research. A wizard can also research a spell independently, duplicating an existing spell or creating an entirely new one. The Dungeon Master's Guide has information on this topic under creating new spells. Okay, and then the last thing. Nope. Few things, but these are both short. Writing a new spell into a spell book. Once a wizard understands a new spell, she can record it into her spell book. The process takes 24 hours regardless of the spell's level. Oh, interesting. It's not 24 hours per level. Okay. Space in the spell book. Spell takes up 1 page of the spell book per spell level. So a second level spell takes 2 pages, a fifth level spell 5, and so forth. Even 0 level spells, cantrips take 1 page. Spell book has 100 pages. 100 pages. So when you get up a little higher level as a wizard, you're going to have multiple spell books with you then. You're going to have to figure out some way to transport all that. Because if you're casting, say, 5th level magic, which is mid-level, it's 5 pages per spell. You can only hold 20 fifth. Well, I mean, 20 is a lot. But you can hold 20 5th level spells and nothing else, assuming that you had never put anything else in that book. Materials and costs. Materials for writing the spell. Special quills, inks, and other supplies cost 100 gold per page. Note that the wizard does not have to pay these costs in time or gold for the spells that she gains for free at each new level. She simply adds these to her spellbook as part of her ongoing research. Okay. I mean, yes, T-Bomb, but still, it's like you need some sort of solution. Something like a bag of holding would be common in D&D. Which I can explain if you're not familiar. And then the one last section, replacing and copying spellbooks. A wizard can use the procedure for learning a spell to reconstruct a lost spellbook. If she already has a particular spell prepared, she can write it directly into the new book at a cost of 100 gold per page, as noted in writing a new spell. The process wipes the prepared spell from their mind, just as casting it would. Oh, that's rough. Okay, so, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. But, so what that's saying is if you were to be robbed of your book, it's destroyed, whatever, you don't necessarily lose everything completely. But in order to recreate your spells from memory, you only get the ones that are currently in memory, i.e. the ones that are prepared. So you don't lose everything, but you would potentially lose a lot of it. Depending on how much research you had done. Vaguely familiar with Bag of Holding, it's a magic sack. I mean, essentially, yes. It is a bag that essentially serves as a portal to like an extra dimensional space that can hold lots of stuff. Not generally recommended to put living matter in there, though. Or other bags of holding. Okay. Well, I feel I'm sure I've read through at least most of that before about wizards, but only when it was abstract because I didn't have a wizard in my game ever before. So I feel much more educated and prepared on all that now. Ever thought of how mages are aware of their own spell slots? Is it a matter of having a pool of mana or tying it to their energy? Oh, sorry. And then you said reading only for later. No worries. I'm going to take my stretch break here in just a second, but I might as well read that and respond to it real quickly. Spell slots in D&D is essentially how mana in video games was created, right? Because how do you distill, pun intended, the concept of spell slots down into an easy to execute and graphical way to use in a video game? That's how we get mana. But it is kind of funny because a lot of times that is kind of becoming a full circle now where the idea of mana kind of comes back around to spell slots. I've always seen it as kind of like this makes a little bit more sense for wizards, but like think about people who get into like memory competitions and stuff, So at first they memorize pi to the 10th place, and then the 15th, and then the 20th, and then the 30th, and et cetera, et cetera. And so like you have a more experienced memory champion who knows pi to the 100th place. Whereas somebody who's newer only knows pi to the 20th place. So it's less of like, oh, well, that's my third spell for the day. I guess I better stop because I'm not allowed to do 4. And it's more of like, I've memorized as much as I can. Is more, especially for wizards, is more kind of the way that I see it. That being said, it would be kind of interesting to have like a plus or minus 1 spell per day thing. Like essentially some days you're better at it than others. On average, it would still be the same number of spells, but that seems interesting to me. It would probably seem punitive to Mendez. Okay. Well, I'm feeling good about what we got done there. Let's change up the overlay real quick, take a 5-minute stretch break, and then we'll get back to it. Break ends in 5 minutes. How are we doing? About 40 minutes. That's not too bad. Not too bad. All right. We'll get back to it in a few minutes. I'm going to get up and move around and do a Pokemon Go battle. Wish me luck. I will let you know how it goes when I get back. Refill your water, and I'll see you in a few. We did it. Although I admit I don't feel super good about that one. I probably should have lost, but at the last second, my opponent either lost connection or stopped tapping or something. They didn't hit me for like 2 rounds in a row, and that let me get off a charged attack that won the fight. So I won, but I probably shouldn't have. You've seen the energy RP before, where the caster's low on energy and fatigue, and they have no more spell slots. Yeah, we've touched on that a very little bit, but it's rare that we have so many encounters in a day that we're out of spells. So it doesn't come up a ton. All right. Let's get back to it. So we did XP, we did wizard spells, cat pelts. This will be fairly short. But what is the power hour? Just a collective group of DMs thinking. Thanks for tuning in, Noodle. And yes, more or less. But it's more of like a body doubling co-working stream. We certainly have a lot of people who have DMing and or playing experience who chime in and give thoughts or advice or ask insightful questions. But we also have a lot of people who just turn it on and do the dishes or clean a room or what have you. So little column A, little column B. But depending on what we're doing, a lot of times I will also kind of like call for audience participation. Like we've made a lot of made up a lot of items. I can show one of them really quick to kind of give an example. Oh God, where did I save those though? Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Now if I can ask, is this noodle as in the noodles that we know in real life, or is this just another person who also likes a good noodle? Like here's one that we made. One sec. Program real quickly. You got the nickname from an ex specifically because you owned a ball python at the time and it became your handle. Ah, I love it. Okay. So, like, here's an item that we made together one time during one of these streams. The Goblin Grappling Hook. This masterwork grappling hook ignores the first 10 feet of distance when calculating the use rope DC to secure a grappling hook. Failure by 5 or less indicates that the hook fails to catch and falls, allowing you to try again. Failure by 6 or more indicates that the grappling hook initially holds but comes loose after 1d3 rounds of supporting weight. I want to get back to doing more item builds like that too. That was fun. That's not the only one we did, but I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Thank you. Yeah, we've done some mundane items and we've done some magic items together. Pavloma, hello. Yes, I remember your name. I don't remember exactly when we last spoke, but it's good to see you. I hope you're well. So, yeah, I do the power hours. We call it the Working Wednesday stream, although that's about to get more complicated because we've recently added a few Thursdays per month too. But most Wednesdays we do a power hour starting around 2-ish Pacific and going for like an hour to an hour and a half. And then tomorrow, actually, we're going to be experimenting with our first Thursday. So If you're enjoying the vibes here and you like working on D&D stuff or even just body doubling, would love to have you subscribe. That way you get notified when we're live. If you like D&D content in specific, we have all of our D&D sessions uploaded to this YouTube channel as well on a playlist. There's 2 campaigns, actually. They each have their own playlist. And we have some D&D original content planned for the next sometime in the next 6 weeks-ish also. Whew. Sorry, I think I got muted in time. All right, the next thing on our list is cat pelt. The party was ambushed by a dire puma a couple of episodes ago, and they decided that they thought that the pelt might have some value, which I think is reasonable. So now we have to figure out what that value actually is. I wonder, do we have anything like a bearskin rug or anything like that in the good old PHB? Probably under goods and services. There's the list. There we go. Adventuring gear. It's probably not going to be under adventuring gear, but I guess we'll just see if anything makes sense. A bedroll, a blanket, loosely related on both of those. Nothing in there really makes sense. I wonder, maybe it's in the DMG. There's definitely a table somewhere that's kind of like values of certain items in bulk. And I think it'll have like leather, which admittedly a dire puma pelt's not exactly the same as leather, but that would be closer. Acid, alchemist, fire, antitoxin, blah, 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 no. Tools and skill kits, no. Clothing could be indirectly related. Food and drink, no. Mounts and related gear, no. Transport, no. Thank you so much, Noodle. Really appreciate that. Okay. Not in PHP. Let's try Dungeon Masters Guide. I should have just moved the dang book stand closer. Oh boy, what is this going to be called though? Do I stream on Twitch? We do. We do indeed. In fact, I primarily stream on Twitch. We have D&D live sessions about 2 Saturdays a month and about 1 Monday a month. That's for the 2 different campaigns. And then we also stream, I say we because my wife and I share the channel. We stream all sorts of other games together. We love survival builders, cozy games, old school MMOs like EverQuest. Same name, twitch.tv/HereThereBeMonsters. I think we have a chatbot thing for that. Hey, there it is. Kale, hello. Hello, Poppet. A list of numbered tables. This might have it. Maneuverability.
Stream Elements is the first chatter and has been first.
Thank you for the follow as well, I assume. I love that you and your wife shared a stream together. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, she's also one of the players in our D&D campaign. She plays Skabosh, she has identified herself thusly, the half-elven rogue. Although there may or may not be more to that. Dun, dun, dun. Maneuverability, increasing weapon damage and size, decreasing weapon damage and size, creature size, difficulty class, experience points, encounter numbers, encounter difficulty, treasure values, maybe. Average treasure results, maybe. Treasure, maybe. So those are all worth looking at. Gems, art objects, probably not. Mundane items might be worth looking at. Walls, doors, major features and furnishings, CR modifiers, random door types, random door contents. Wait, what? Oh, random room contents. Random traps, combat adjustments underwater. There's a whole table for that. That's actually really cool. I kind of want to look at that if we have time. Random weather. Wait, there's random weather in the DMG? I actually didn't know that. I have my own table that I use for that. Hold on. Go look at that really quick. Do we level up? No. Kale is also one of our players, speaking of players. Random weather. Oh, okay. There's not much to it. Yeah, my weather table's way better than that. Okay. I was like a friend of yours who was a secret mermaid in your last campaign. She was a quote human bard. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not actually spoiling anything. She's been pretty clear about the fact that her character, despite identifying as half elven, also always covers her face in makeup. So, and she does that. My wife loves to cosplay as her character. She has a whole like hood and elf ears and does her makeup like full face paint like her character. Wind effects, wilderness encounter list, siege engines, buildings, urban encounters, prices for hireling services, NPC classes, random NPC generators. Oh, that makes sense that these are in the DMG. I never thought about it. So like NPC Bard on page 114. Yeah. Forgot about those. Don't really see the ears because of the hood. Yeah. One of the downsides, unfortunately. 100 traits. Character wealth by level? No. Random town generation, Asian weapons, Renaissance weapons, modern weapons, futuristic, random planner destinations. This is a bunch of prestige classes. No. Epic levels, no. Random magic item generation. That's always fun, but not what we want. Armor shields, random armor type, random shield type, armor special abilities, shield special abilities, specific armors, weapon, specific shields, weapons, common, blah, 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 blah. Potions and oils, rings, rods, scroll types. Okay, so that's all magic items. All right, so we narrowed, there we go, it down to treasure value per encounter, average treasure results, and mundane items are the sections most likely to help us. Am I still looking for pelts? Yes, or at least something comparable-ish. I'm glad you thought that was cool, Noodle. I hope you have a chance to check out the episodes. I hope you enjoy. The first dozen or so episodes we call the prologue, which was kind of assembling the party and setting the stage for the adventure. But I think I'd really, really like the prologue. At the end of the prologue, we added cameras for all of our players. So at first we didn't have cameras. Only like 20-ish sessions. Yeah, in fact, probably a bit less. Probably more like 15. Okay. So it's essentially going to be somewhere between page 50 and 56. Treasure. Monsters with treasure. Treasure values per encounter. It's so crazy to me, and I think partly just because I've never run or played D&D this way, but the actual amount of treasure that you're like supposed to have is wild. Like per encounter, and I forget how many encounters it would take to level you, but per encounter at level 1, it says you're supposed to get 300 gold per encounter. Yeah, and we may have to do something like that, Pavloma. Average treasure results. That's super not helpful. Treasure. Building treasure, random treasure. Behind the curtain of treasure values. Wizards and treasure. Custom treasure. Art objects. Other treasure. None of this is super helpful. There's definitely, though, I did not find what I was looking for. There's definitely something about, I remember because we were trying to gauge how much gold was in a gold coin in D&D, and we were doing some math, and I found a table that showed like the value per weight, like per pound of stuff. Like saffron was one of them. My last hope before Google Foo, the 3.0 book, Arms and Equipment Guide. Might have stuff like this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this has a section on trade goods, which might be useful. Yeah, let's check that out. Page 38. Oh, that's in like very broad strokes, though. That's talking about building like economies. Oh, no, here we go, though. Here's a table of commodities. Alchemical materials, unusual, rare, and exotic. Arcane materials, rare, exotic, and unique. Cosmetics. I wish this book had been updated to 3.0 for a number, or from 3.0 to 3.5 for a number of reasons. I could see calling a dire puma pelt like a rare cosmetic item. Or well, fabric as well. Oh, wait, hold on. Furs and hides. Just got to keep reading. Furs and hides. Common, unusual, rare, exotic, and monstrous. Okay. So this is 3.0. Things tend to be cheaper in 3.5. So we need to keep that in mind as well. But for furs and hides, we have common, which is estimated at 1 gold to 5 gold. Unusual, which is 6 to 10. Rare, which is 11 to 20. Exotic, which is 21 to 50, and a monstrous, which is 51 to 200 plus. At that point, it might as well just say 51 plus, really. But how rare do we think a dire puma pelt it would be? Probably pretty rare. I mean, certainly not common or unusual. At least rare. Maybe exotic. What level is the dire puma? I need sandstorm for that. Crap. Hold on. That's not within arm's reach. And this all is why we didn't do this during session. 15 minutes of me thumbing through various books. Dire Puma 150 in Sandstorm. Remaining cube is upside down. Oh, so it is. It gets knocked off by the cats occasionally. Thank you. Page 150. This giant cougar is as black as night with glowing yellow eyes and outsized fangs. Spiked ridges protrude from its arched back. Dire pumas are terrifying, vicious creatures that stalk their prey relentlessly. A dire puma is about 8 feet long and weighs about 600 pounds. Dire pumas spring upon their prey from a height if possible, and they hunt at night. Oh, wait, oh no, here we go. Where's the section on, organization, solitary or pair? Which makes sense, as they're large felines. So I'm thinking pretty rare. If it weighs 600 pounds, how much weight? Oh god, I don't know if I want to Google this, but how much of something's weight do we think its like pelt is? It's definitely like a fraction of it. 10%? It'd be 60 pounds. I don't think that's unreasonable. Obviously, most of its weight is going to be muscle and fat and bones and whatever, but nailed it, T-Bomb. I think we'll go with that, and I'll explain why in a second. Because specifically in this table of commodities, they're giving value per 20 pounds. So if we say 10% of its weight is pelt, then we get 60 pounds of pelt, and that would be 3 like pelty units, for lack of a better word. And it probably would have been less, but they got a 15 on the survival check to extract the pelt. Don't want to get too graphic. Yeah, exactly. So I think they obviously successfully extracted most of the usable pelt, and then it says that for a rare pelt, it's worth 11 to 20 gold per 20 pounds. So if they got a 15, that's a moderately good roll. I think we give them the middle of the range, 11 to 20. Just say depending on their negotiation skills, they can get 15 plus or minus per pelt section, or 45 total. Possibly as low as 40 and possibly as high as 50, depending on how they negotiate. Seems maybe a little low. It gets expensive quickly though. So if we go up to exotic is between 20 and 50, so mid-level would be 35 with 3, but it has been a while since they made money. If we went with 35 per piece of pelt, then it'd be a little over 100. That feels better to me. And honestly, a dire puma is a pretty dangerous thing. So I think calling its pelt exotic would be good. Rare would probably be more like a normal puma, whatever, lion, like something of that difficulty. So exotic hunt, yeah, hold on. Let's write this down. That answer feels pretty good. And then they could get a bit more or less depending on how they negotiate. Oh, did I close? Oh, shoot. I closed my Google Drive. Whoops. Pelt. Not plat. Wow. Pelt value. All right, I'll read that message in just one sec. 60 pounds total. Exotic pelt equals 20 to 50 GP each. Harvested at 15 survival equals about 35 gold per section, plus or minus, depending on RP/negotiation. There we go. Now we can just whip that out during a session, and instead of spending 15 minutes book diving, which I had fun doing, but it's probably a lot less fun to have in the middle of a session. Now we just have an answer for them. Go in, go find somebody to try and sell it to. Do a little bit of role playing. Make what would be persuasion in 5th edition. Make a diplomacy check or something, and then I just do some quick math using those numbers. The weight of a pelt depends on the type of animal and the size of the pelt. Smaller wolves can have pelts that weigh less than 3 pounds. Bigger wolves can have pelts up to 10 pounds. Okay. I mean, I think that's like in line with what we're talking about, because a dire puma is way bigger than a wolf, like a normal wolf. We might be slightly on the high end, but like I said, it's been a while since our players directly made money. Now they have been given things that have high value, which is of course its own thing, but they haven't been paid a ton of cash recently. So I think airing a little bit higher than I might otherwise have for the pelt works here. And is within the realm of reasonable amount of extracted value. So, technically we've only got 4 minutes left. Obviously, we're going to go a tiny bit over, but we are going to try and keep it at around 90 minutes. So I'm going to cap us at 15 more minutes from now. And we're going to work on minis really quickly. There's 2 things to do here. One is... it's a new month, so we can shop a few more bundles. And then 2 is we want to start designing Mina's mini. Yeah, thank you, Lily. Is Kale still here by the chance? I'm having trouble wording today. Is Kale still here by chance? For folks that weren't here last time, we did a little bit of sort of Hero Forge designing for Kale in chat's character Bahir's valets. This is Eyeless, who I love how she turned out. Hello, Rachel. How are you? And then we have, let's see, how do I get back into it? Yes, I just didn't want to out you. I figured I'd let you do it just in case. And Zara made no changes to the current character. It always makes me stress when it asks that, and I didn't do anything. These are the valets that Bahir hired. Yeah, I obviously I know you can, but I don't know how. Oh yeah, thank you, Lily. Yeah, make sure that you change from top chat to live chat. Live chat is way better. So we've got, first things first, we've got, I always call them bundles. Apparently they're actually called packs, but my brain refuses to learn that. We've got a handful of credits here that we can use. Let's see how many. I want to screen hide real fast. Hello, Reading Squirrel. We have 5 left. So we can probably get like 2 or maybe 3 packs today. And then I do have some unique minis that I want to make this month. also, like Mina. Back over here. All right, so scroll down through the ones that we already have. Yeah, we're going to be here for about 10 more minutes. I'm going over just a teeny bit because I wanted to at least touch on minis. What we'll probably do, here's how I'll bound us within our last 10-ish minutes here, is we'll pick out 2 packs, and then we will try and find a basic mini and pose for Mina. That's what we're going to try and accomplish in the last 10 minutes. Cursed Crew is really cool, but doesn't really fit with anything we're working on right now. I'm sure we'll end up with all of these eventually. But same thing with that one. We already have that. Fantasy Zombies is probably high on the list to get. Arcane Punk, Cell Swords, Dreaded Undead we already have. Tavern and Inn we have. Modded Mercs does not fit our game at all. Have it. I love that Agents and Assassins. Oh, hold on. There we go. I love that Agents and Assassins set, but obviously does not fit our game. Dwarven Warband we have. Dangerous Encounters we have. Townsfolk we have. Wasteland Raiders is cool, but probably not needed right now. Thieves Guild we have, and actually probably will be using soon. Shades and Spirits we have. Cyber Vigilantes does not work for our game. Dungeon Enemies we have. Dark Carnival is cool, but probably not useful right now. Scholars and Sages. I could see some use for these minis. What type of character is Mina? Mina is a gnomish witch of some kind. The party does not know yet. So I'm not looking for a bundle that has Mina in it. We're looking for a couple of bundles that might be useful for our game. Then also we will work on Mina. I really like this guy in the front. That guy. That's a cool mini. I mean, they're all pretty neat, but there's some maybe. Oh god, I hate that it does that. There's some maybe in both of those. Salvage Experts, no. Merfolk, no. Sylvan Guardians, we have. You have to head out. Hey, no worries, Pavloma. Thanks so much for coming by. Have a great rest of your day. Lizard folk could potentially be useful. Same with gnolls, hobgoblins. All of those are like potentially vaguely useful. Pirates, I'm sure we'll get that one eventually, but not right now. Kobolds, same. Zombies we have. Goblins we have. Skeletons we have. Orcs we have. And cultists we have. Okay, so there was maybe about 5 of them that caught my eye as things that might be useful in the near to medium term. We're kind of trying to like temporally triage. More like spooky. More like spooky. I'll read the description of her out in a minute as well. What do I like? Let's get one that's like a little more exotic and one that's a little bit more normal. There you go, Izzy. It's Minna, but yes. The one that has featured several times recently. I do really like that set. God, I wish I didn't have to scroll back down every time. I think it's either Scholars and Sages or Dark Carnival. I think we grab Scholars and Sages right now. I'm going to hide this really quickly. I don't think it should. Oh, I just noticed the camera's like not quite even. Showing more of this side. That's why I'm off center when people redeem the Merkwaman. I was wondering. I was having to like lean over here. Huh. I guess it's just drifted a little bit over time. All right. Scholars and Sages has been added to our account. It's true, Shalendor. It's true. And then let's get one of the more normally ones. Either Lizard Folk Hobgoblins or gnolls? Hobgoblins, I kind of have a plan for hobgoblins. So I think not hobgoblins. Gnolls or lizard folk? Well, and honestly, if one isn't like making content and doing things that's like easily, that's kind of like spotlighting you, for lack of a better word, having your name out there really, I mean, maybe not perfectly ideal, but really probably doesn't matter in 99% of circumstances. Does anyone know how to help with little mans that have been overwashed? I don't understand. Buy it again really quick. One click buy. There we go. Okay, so then how do I make a new, oh, here we go. New hero. There we go. So we got 5 minutes. Oh yeah, and the description. I lied. Hold on. Sorry about all the scene switches. Get Mina's description here. Mina is the shop owner of Fortune's End. She is a petite and wiry gnome with an eerie presence. Her ashen blonde hair is streaked with silver despite her relatively young age, and it's often tied in messy braids adorned with small trinkets, runes, bones, and bits of polished obsidian. Her pale blue eyes have a ghostly intensity, always scanning the world as if seeing more than what's visible. Her complexion is fair but slightly shadowed, as if she spends long hours poring over forbidden tomes by candlelight. She wears dark, layered roses embroidered with esoteric robes, not roses, sorry, embroidered with esoteric symbols, and a belt heavy with pouches of rare herbs and talismans. Her fingers, ink-stained and calloused, are often adorned with rings set with strange stones. Despite her small stature, Mina moves with quiet confidence, her voice carrying a soft but unsettling cadence. She smells faintly of incense and damp parchment when she speaks, it often feels like a whispered secret from another realm. Although I do kind of like the idea of her wearing roses. Like I said, roses instead of robes on accident, but having roses would kind of fit with that, the description of having like trinkets and bones and runes and things. Maybe they're like black roses or dead roses or something, though, since she is kind of off-putting. All right, so let's get into Gnome. We just... Oh, God, that's randomizing race. I thought it was randomizing features. Okay. Yes. Yeah, she's a fortune teller, apothecary, herbalist, that kind of thing. So pose. Or just the thorns. Ooh, I like that. So it says that she has a quiet confidence. But so does that color our posing at all? I mean, that's kind of just standing there, though. Honestly, I'm just going to go through them. Not that many. Probably a little too active. That would be effectively creepy. That one's not bad. Like she's holding something out to you. So the hand out and the super creepy pose. so far are the two that I like. Ooh. Although that's kind of a somewhat sassy pose. That reads more like Angela. If and when we get around to making a mini for Angela specifically, maybe she's holding out flowers or a potion. And also we can do custom posing too, but I just wanted to find like a default pose that worked fairly well. No, that's like bring it on or come here. Kale is back. What's up? Also, I have a question for you, Kale, because you didn't really answer my question the other day. He's not naked. You know, someone IRL whose name literally translates to thorn bush. That's a cool name. Okay, so I do kind of like this one. I'm torn because it is good for visual characterization, I think. But it's such an extreme pose, right? That's like it's a little awkward when they just like walk into her shop and talk to her. Like I have not found it, Kale. / I was not messing with it at the time. Yeah, I'm torn. It's that one or that one. This one's a little more confident. The other one's a little bit more creepy. I guess we'll keep this one for today at least. We'll start there. How about that? Save. Oh dear. Can I? Yeah, here we go. Hero. This is Mina. Are we able to adjust the pose at all? Maybe set her back on her feet some. Potentially. What are you meaning by that? Alexa, stop timer. You're talking about when you're in game, you go to use the minis, you have to link them to the game while in the game. Okay, right, but how do I do that? I guess I can open it and we can look really quickly. Well, so part of the reason why I like this though, it almost looks like she's starting to like float, right? And she's weird and creepy, and so it's kind of giving like The Exorcist, right? But yes, we can advanced posing, like we can do all sorts of crazy stuff with that, which we're not going to start today. It's just going to take too long. But we can fiddle with it next time. Well, but same thing. It's kind of so, and that's why I'm torn on the pose because I like the looking up. Right, again, it looks like you're being like, pulled towards the spirit realm or some portal that no one else can see or whatever. So I think it is cool for characterization of the character, but it's also like a little awkward when somebody walks in and wants to talk to you. But yeah, we'll fiddle with that next time. Let me open Hero Forge just really quick. Or nope, we're on Hero Forge. Let me open Tailspire really quickly. And then we'll just look at the item linking while Kale is here, and then we'll wind down. Sounds fun. Stream begin tomorrow. Yes. We'll be here. Usually start. I say 2:00. It's usually more like 2:15 Pacific, and then we go for about an hour and a half. Exactly. Exactly, Lily. It looks like she's going for a hug on a normal sized person. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So you hover them and then left click. Yeah, hold up. Tailspire. And I still have time to like shower and stuff. Like Pixie won't be home for another hour and a half, so I'm all good. And this will be like a 1 minute side quest here. You guys can't hear the music, but there's music. All right. So where do I go? What do I do? I'm assuming Hero Forge. Oh, this is what you're talking about? Okay, so we were talking about slightly different things. So when I tried to load it up, like half of them weren't in the list. So I was trying to figure out if there was some linking thing you had to do to get them to show up in the list. So like this list was like half this size. Surprise! Druzh's daddy's here. Yeah, and I would assume so, but since you said something about linking, I was just curious if I needed to, if there was something that hadn't been done. I'm so excited to finish up Fort Leona. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the capstone build very dearly, and I'm very proud of it, and I do want to keep working on it, and we will keep working on it. But having Fort Leona be like start to finish built and done is going to be so nice. Like these look so dang good. I'm so pleased with these. Just got to finish one more. Yeah, thank you so much, Noodle. It was a pleasure to chat with you. We'll see you tomorrow. Hello, Tyler Henson. I was just reminiscing really quickly. We're actually just about to end the stream, but this is the Tailspire virtual tabletop, and these are the components that we have built for the player-owned fort that is going to be built in our campaign world soon. So the 1 minute tour. This is the barracks, the magical lab, the tavern, the stables, the castellan's office, the shrine to the Peacebringer. This is two components actually together. This is the watchtower and the armory, which of course the watchtower has multiple floors. We have like a little break room down there, and then a little bit of storage, and then the actual top. And then we have the servants' quarters. and the dining hall. So we've been building these as a community. I've done the majority of it, but we've had help from a few community members. Orar and Amras and Rocket and Pixie have helped with various versions and parts of the builds. And once we finish our last one, which is we have version 1 of, so we just need to do kind of an overpass in version 2 to finalize the kitchen. And then we'll have all the components, and we just need to terraform the land and build a palisade wall, and then assemble the buildings however the players decide they want to lay out their fort. And then we'll have a fully 3D modeled fort that they are in command of. Well, hello there. Is it Hensey? Thank you guys for coming by. I'm sorry a few people got served the stream in the algorithm, it looks like, right as we're winding down. But we try and cap these streams at about 90 minutes, and we're at 99 right now. I would happily stay a little bit after to chat more, but it's my wife's birthday, and she'll get home from work in a little over an hour, and I want to shower and such. But it's really nice to meet you. I'm Mercy, the head game master at HereThereBeMonsters. My wife Pixie and I make content together. We, especially when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, we stream. We have 2 D&D campaigns. One that's 2 Saturdays per month. One that's 1 Monday per month. And then also we stream here on YouTube some behind the scenes work on our campaigns. So these streams here on YouTube, where we're working on DM stuff and modeling things like what you just saw, and other stuff, we do most Wednesdays and about every other Thursday. So if you're around tomorrow, would love to have you subscribe and come back if you're curious to learn more. I'll be streaming again starting a little after 2 Pacific for about an hour, hour and a half tomorrow, Thursday the 6th. And if you like watching actual play, you can catch up on our sessions here on the channel too. That's it for me today. Y'all have fun. Take care. And as always, be excellent to each other.